Hello, hello, good morning. This morning you are getting ready with me as I get ready for a virtual interview. And we talk love and relationships. So it's basically we'll be focusing on setting boundaries, healing before dating, um, abstinence, all the good stuff, self-worth, building up that confidence. I'm painting my nails and then we're going to start. So whether you're healing, you're dating, you're married, getting ready for the next stage, if you're engaged, I'm here for it. All the good things. And makeup the makeup isn't going to be too much. I just want to fix the brows, tame the brows, and get rid of the discoloration, even out my skin. I'm using Mary Kay products, all Mary Kay. I should put these in the description, but Mary Kay decided to change her formula, which changed the distribution number, so it wouldn't be any good to tell you what I'm using today. I do have the book, so you have to match your color. I matched my color a couple weeks ago, but I don't remember what the color number was. We'll figure it out for you. But yes, all Mary Kay. Mary Kay is so wonderful, so convenient. I can order it and it'll come right away. It usually takes about 3 days. And it doesn't irritate my skin. Super gentle. I need to clean my brushes. Let's see. And my face is clean. I'm going to start off with a clean face. I guess I could wash it again, because it kind of got sweaty, but then again, I'll put on my, I put oil on something. Next, so the first step is covering up the blemishes. And then we can jump right on in with the topic. Since I've lived, my life, it's been about 5 years since I've been divorced, and my ex and I were together from since I was 17, so that was 1998 or something. And we stayed together. Got married in 2012, and then we got divorced in 2021. I think we were together for 12 years. Married 12 years in total. It might have been longer because the divorce took a little longer than I thought it would. Either way, let me answer some questions. What I wish I knew about love at 25. What did I wish I knew? I wish that I knew how to set standards and boundaries at 25. I had some standards, but I didn't have boundaries, and I didn't know how to reinforce boundaries. So I didn't have deal breakers. That was what it was. Because I had some standards, but it was the deal breakers that I wasn't making a priority. And that's where I kind of feel like our relationship failed just from the beginning. So if you're starting a relationship, go ahead and start it out by setting the foundation and letting the person know everything that you expect and how and what the consequences are if it doesn't go right, so that it's easier to move forward and untangle yourself out of the relationship. Once you're entangled, it's very difficult to get untangled, especially if you hadn't set rules around the things that are happening in a relationship. You have to go back and undo all those things, and thus this person now knows your habits and knows your bandwidth for whatever it is, mistrust, whatever the dealing is, whatever the issue is. They know your bandwidth, whatever it is that you tolerated, and they will push you back to that point. So you have to let the person know. You don't. For me, now that I've had my experience with marriage and relationship, you just go ahead and nip it in the bud right away and say what you need to say. Very direct and very sweet at the same time. Don't get me wrong, I'm a soft person and I'm sweet, but don't take my sweetness for weakness. So that is me just setting up these standards and expectations from the jump, from the get-go. That's what I would have done if I could have gone back, if I had a relationship coach. I went to therapists, but therapists did not give me the answers that I needed. And that was while I was in the relationship. So it was kind of backtracking and trying to renegotiate. So don't negotiate with your peace of mind. Don't negotiate with your energy. Your health is the most valuable thing that you have. Protect it with your life. No amount of money is going to be able to replace your health. And you have to know how much you're willing to deal with. You have to know that. So the other thing I would say would be get to know yourself and become your best self before jumping into a relationship. Because then the person will already know that you have high standards because you've taken the time to figure it out, what works best for you. And most people don't do that, so they'll really respect that about you. And wear makeup, I would say. I didn't start wearing makeup until in my 30s. Have a routine that is not necessarily about the makeup. It's more so about just getting to know your best self. And makeup is a part of it because you're going to need makeup for professional settings. You don't want to just go there with a bare face. When you go to conferences and you're networking, you want to show up at your best. You don't want people to be distracted by your blemishes and your discoloration. So definitely take the time to get to know yourself. Don't waste the pretty. And I used to hear people say that all the time. And I'm like, what? What do you mean don't waste it? The pretty. But now I get it. because you only have a short amount of time that you're young. You definitely want to maximize that opportunity and use that energy. I have a lot of energy, even though I'm in my mid 40s, still have a lot of energy. I don't think that will change. I think if you have a positive attitude just in general in life, you carry things a lot lighter. So you don't have to struggle with your energy. But when you're down and you're out and you're depressed and you're sad, it's just hard to just get up and go. So keep a positive mindset. And a lot of people used to say that to me. Don't ever change. And I'm like, what does that mean? I'm not going to change. I'm always going to be who I am. But what I think they mean or meant was just don't change your perspective in the world. Don't let the world break you down, because you're going to go through some things that are going to challenge your thinking and your beliefs. Make you question who you are. But if you know who you are, just remain positive, because you know things aren't going to be down all the time. It's not going to rain. There has to be some sunshine. Yesterday I did my makeup a lot less makeup. But I guess I'm going to put on a little bit more today because it's Juneteenth and I need to, after the interview, it's also my friend's birthday, the 20th. Probably pop out and hang out a little bit. Something that I didn't do much when I was younger was go out and hang out. And I still don't do that. I don't have that fear of missing out that FOMO people talk about. I don't have that. I missed out so much when I was younger. I think that tamed that spirit of just wanting to go out, because I found out that when you went out, there was always something going on that could get you into tons of trouble, like influences. I heard too many stories when even when I was younger, there was Black Beach, something called Black Beach, and they would go out and on spring break and hang out at the beach. And over the weekend, there would be so many shenanigans. People would go to jail. People were being promiscuous and having sex with people that they didn't even know. They're just doing wild and crazy things and getting themselves into trouble. So I heard all the stories and I saw some pictures, which I was a little jealous about with the pictures. I didn't get any of those type of memories, but now it's like I didn't need them. That would have probably put me on a different line of on my journey, on my trajectory. I knew who I was when I was younger. I've always known who I am. But when you have people in your circle that influence you to do other things, that's where the problem comes in. You compromise, not just in relationships, but in friendships. Okay, so let's go to the next question. The difference between attention and intention. So the difference. For me, if I'm giving someone attention, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm paying completely, I'm not completely focused, I'm completely focused on them. With intention, I'm more focused, and I might give you more attentiveness when it comes to being intentional. So I try to please the person a little bit more and do things more for that will cater to not just myself, but to them. And I'm also aware of what I'm willing to offer, if that makes sense. I'm not just going to, I don't know what's, I'm not just going to do anything to give you attention. There we go. So I'm usually, if it's in dating, I'm just your friend. At first, we become friends, and then from there, it can become more in depth and more intentional the closer we get. But at first, I'll text you or you might get a call or something like that. I really don't pick up the phone that much to call. But if someone does call me, then I'll call them back. So that's giving you attention. Sometimes if I don't like you, then I won't call you back. I'm really bad at that. I'll do that to my ex when we would get into arguments. Sometimes I wouldn't answer the phone. But he deserved it. So when you give a person your attention, that's what you're kind of focusing on. And again, your energy is precious. Why give your energy to something that is going to deplete you? So be intentional about how you give your attention. Be intentional about how you give your attention. No, be intentional about how you give attention. There we go. Let's see. And why being chast changed my view of relationships. Well, being chast is not necessarily change my view on relationships. What it does is protect me from unnecessary headache. And that's one of the easiest ways guys kind of suck you in because you really love attention, and that's a part of a deeper kind of love. So you try to get there faster. My mom would call it being fast. So when you move fast, then you get the attention that you want. But that doesn't last very long. Very short-lived, especially if you give it up fast. So being chast is you setting boundaries with yourself, honestly, to protect yourself from getting into a relationship that is unhealthy. And it gives you time to get to know the other person, get to know their little quirks and weaknesses, their annoyances, simple things that you may overlook because you're in this, if you're having sex, then you're in a different state of mind. You're in la la land, honestly. And then you won't necessarily see all the things you need to see if it's a red flag, because you're overlooking it and thinking about the next time y'all are going to be together versus what happened the last time. And you want to remember it. You want to remember those things, and you want to bring it up, and you want to nip it in the bud if there are any red flags, because the person will say, oh, she's asleep, she is not paying attention, she doesn't know it, but I've already done this, and this, and she hasn't even called me on it. And you won't, because, and even if you do see it, you won't, because you want to continue to get that primal satisfaction. It's a little bit of ego, it's a little bit of physical desire, it's a little bit of everything when it comes to sex. It's not simple. So you want to take your time, go slow, and you'll be more respected for it. Men don't respect you when you give it away fast. And that's a double standard. And you just have to live with it. It's been like that. Don't hate the player, hate the game, as they say. Next. So yeah, keep it closed. Keep your legs closed. So after I realized me and my husband weren't going to work out, before I even filed for divorce, I closed my legs and stopped giving him that type of attention. That type of attention also can cause a person to get very obsessed with you and very addicted to your attention. So you have to kind of wean yourself, not just yourself, but them off of you. And by closing your legs, that is the number one way to start the process. That doesn't mean that they are going to want to continue to still be with you. That doesn't mean they're going to still try to get back with you. That just means that you're now shutting your emotions off. That main valve is going to be shut down, and you're pulling back that attention. And don't break down and open it back up, because then you have to start all over. So being chaste is a great way to let the man know you're serious. Now, when you're going into a relationship, you don't want to announce that that's what you're doing. If you aren't having sex, then that is your business, and he shouldn't be trying to do it. And if he does, you explain to him, no, that's not what's going on over here. We're not doing that. And most men, they still going to pursue you. It doesn't even matter. A guy said, we don't have to do anything. All we have to do is talk. And I'll pay all your bills. I'll send you $5,000 a month. 5. And I'll pay 3 months up front just to sit down and talk. I'm like, that is insane. Insane. But what do you want out of that? And this guy was in a relationship, so I declined. I told him, you need to break up with the person you're with, and then we can move forward. But when the person is investing that type of money, I just don't see them being very patient, especially when he's like upfront 3 months. They're not very patient. So he's looking at, in 3 months, we should be doing something sexual. And I don't even like him like that. So I didn't want to mislead him. And I told him, no. And that's the best way to be, because guys, even though that they put all that up front out there, they still in the back of their minds are like, I can still get what I want eventually if I just keep giving her some money. And you could possibly break. Could possibly do. It could get bought. So don't tempt yourself. Don't tempt yourself. Don't do it. I just work. I'd rather work 2 jobs. I'd rather take care of myself rather than have a man breathing down your neck, telling you what to do. He may not get the cookies, but he may just want to tell you how to live your life and re-raise you. That was, I think, this guy's case, but I was so like matter of fact about who I was. He knew he couldn't just out talk me, and he would try. Before I even opened my mouth, he was within 3 seconds, he'd have a whole paragraph out. And I'm a slow talker, so it's like all I do was sit there and listen and listen and listen and listen. So annoying. And listen. And he was old enough to be my dad, so no. It was pretty off-putting, but I listened. Let's see why. No, standards versus preferences versus deal breakers. So standards, let's see. I'm gonna have to come back and answer some more questions. First, I need to get ready for my interview. Change. I think we're at 30 minutes, and thank y'all for joining me. If you like the finished look, just leave a comment below. I can share my products with you. And we can set up a consultation so that you can get your exact facial foundation match. This, I think, matches perfectly. I did do a blend, which I think if you're really good at your makeup, you can, even if you're not, that's how you should start. Find the color that's closest to your skin tone. Then you can amp it up and put a darker tone with it, or lighten it up with a lighter tone. So I mixed these two together to combine my skin tone. This is the closest. Let's see. It's like an orange. I do need to give myself a defined brown jawline. And also, when you're doing your makeup, you're figuring out the angles of your face, which is definitely a positive when you're taking pictures, so you know what's your best angles. And if you don't know how to figure it out, you need to look at a celebrity that resembles your facial structure. I have a diamond facial structure. There's oval, there's round, and mine's a diamond. I learned that with Mary Kay. And let's So I have a lot of high cheekbones, sharp jawline. Type features. And you have to really know what you're doing. So that one from the side view, it doesn't look like it's flat. You want to actually play that up. Okay. Now, this EA position is for mental health. So you really want to just go with a clean look. You don't have to be super what word am I trying to find? Oh, glam. Yeah, you don't want glam. You just want natural. Could put some blush on. We have no time for that. So next, we put a powder on, lock it in. This is not a tutorial, y'all, so it's more a chit chat and get ready with me than anything. I guess the next time I come on, we can talk about topic 4, which is standards versus preferences versus deal breakers. And then topic 5, why strong women still desire partnership. Think about that one. Yeah. It's a delicate situation when you're balancing strength and femininity, because it can be taken as weakness when you're feminine. Okay, you got to catch the FIFA World Cup too. I know Cameroon, and Cameroon has been a strong team, soccer team, for a while. And I hope that they can make it. I don't know if they are in contention this year. I'm going to check it out. I had lashes. I would put those on, but I can't find them, so I'm going to have to go with the natural lash. Voila, we are finished. Well, I hope that you join me on the next live or my next video. I'm not sure which I'm going to do. I am enjoying doing the lives and saving space on my devices. So that's a hack for me. If you are a content creator, just go live and the content is saved. Even if you're on TikTok, content is saved for you on their platform and you don't have to save it in your phone. So I love that. Love that for us. And until next time, y'all be blessed. And I'm looking for a relationship myself. Oh, hi. I didn't know you were in here. Are you, since you're still on, I don't know if you still are here. What stage are you in? Are you looking to date? If so, join the Destiny app. I should put that in the comments for you. Hold on a second. And at least you can start networking. That's kind of like the same thing. You can meet people and just get to know and make friends and go from there. Welcome in, Miss Winnie and 70652. Join datestony.com. It's an app created by Tony Gaskins. He is the author and celebrity life coach and speaker. He also has an academy online. And now he's come up with this dating app. He's an entrepreneur, mogul. So go to that, sign up for the Destiny app, get on the wait list, and he's getting us singles together so that we can find love. It's more like a matchmaking app. So it's a matchmaking app, and it's not like any other apps out there. It's not the swipe left, swipe right. You got a million options. On the app, you have 3 interests that you get loaded up every day. And as you're talking through the interests, if you decide to select one and partner and pair with them, then you can't speak with any of the other interests until you decide that you no longer are interested in that person. But it's meant for you to actually date that person and hopefully meet up with them. So it's a very intentional app, and I think it's the best way to go when you are dating. You want to go slow and you want it to be intentional. So I pray that you find you a love since you're getting back out there and putting yourself in a dating world, doing the same thing. So we're on the same journey, and just check back in when I post so that you can stay up to date on everything that I have going on. And thank you for the comment and showing some love. So I'm gone again, and y'all namaste and be blessed.